I have a kitten for you. I said, I don't like cats. She said, this isn't a cat. This is a kitten. Fluffy had her 11th litter, her K litter. Just look. You have to have a heart of stone not to fall in love with a kitten. One look, and I was hooked. What are you going to name her, Sabrina? I'm going to call her Karen. I said, she's going to need shots, Sabrina. I'll take her to the vet, I said. And I took her to the family vet. His name was Dr. Graber. And I handed him this little orange ball of fluff. And I said, this is Karen. And he turned her over and he said, this isn't Karen. This is a boy, and you can still return him. He's young enough if you want a girl. And I said, Dr. Graber, if your mother had wanted a girl when you were born, would she have returned you? He said, you're crazy. You're going to have to neuter him or he'll spray all over everything. What are you naming him? And I said, I'm naming him Michael Mistake. And I took my little boy home. Michael stayed with me for 16 years, but in the next 6 years, it was just the two of us against the world. I found a job to support us. I became a professor. I learned to paint. I went to Ireland for 4 months and learned to paint. I bought us a mobile home so we would have a home of our own. I wrote for magazines and newspapers. And when I was 36, I was so overwhelmed with my failure because I had found no one to love and no one to help me get through a life that seemed more difficult and more precarious every day. And so I had a complete emotional and physical breakdown, and I was in and out of hospitals for a year. At the end of that time, I dismissed myself from the hospital and decided I was going to make myself well, and the way I was going to do it was to get a puppy. Of course, I couldn't afford a dog, but I lived in a mobile home park, and Sheba, one of the terriers in the park, had puppies, and the owners gave me that puppy. That was David. He had black curly hair and a pink tongue, and the sweetest disposition of any living thing. And every day I would walk David on the country roads behind the trailer park, a little bit longer every day until I was walking 9 miles a day and I was physically well again. He was the only living thing I talked to, and I believed he understood. He was my lifeline. And then, in 1978, I managed to escape Toledo. I put Michael and David and my new acquisitions, Cindy, the independent poodle, and Eileen, the sophisticated cat, in my Pontiac station wagon, and off we went to Oklahoma City. We rented a great big house with a lawn, with a backyard, a fenced-in backyard, and I was just thrilled because that meant that Cindy and David could play without a leash. And 4 months after we moved in, a repairman came to repair the washing machine, left the gate open to the backyard. And when I came home, Cindy was there, and David was gone. I put signs all over the neighborhood. I called everybody. I put an ad in the paper. We never found out what happened to him. 1 month after David disappeared, Michael died of old age. He was 16. And I see myself now standing in the middle of a 6-lane highway in Oklahoma City, holding a dead cat and crying my eyes out. I had lost the 2 most important beings in my life, the only 2 living things I would die for. But life goes on. In Oklahoma City, I found Molly, the little mutt with perpetual flatulence. When she would walk down the street, little blue clouds of smoke with gas would erupt from her tail. And then I moved to Redwood City in California, and I found Jake, the psychotic Cocker Spaniel. I also got Sarah and Toby Ann. And then I bought a home for all of us in Pacifica, California. And when I did that, I got Stephanie, Esther, and Harold. I got Max, the skateboard maniac. And I got Marvin, the epileptic dog that no one wanted. I got Alice, because I thought if Alice ran away, I could always say, Alice doesn't live here anymore. And I got Barbie, the Westie that I used to sing to, and little Paul. I also got little Richard, Fred, and George. And then I got Tilly and Charles. I think I left out anyone. And then I got Johnny, Amy, and Dorothy, who lived in a little blue basket. By that time, my life was so full. I was involved with the classical music scene in San Francisco, and I was writing for magazines and newspapers. I had 2 television shows that I was putting on every week, and I was a happy lady. And my friend Alan Wald said to me, you know, Lynn Ruth, if I didn't know better, I think you were an idiot because you smile all the time. And the truth was that I was no longer looking for a man to love. I had more than enough darlings to fill my heart. For quiet snuggles without any blab, nothing beats my chocolate lab. My Shih Tzu slobbers, but I don't care. He gives me kisses beyond compare. And if I worry that I won't please, I pet my pretty Pekingese. Oh, there's nothing like the joyous spark of my Springer Spaniel's happy bark, 'cause my dogs love me. My dogs love me. My dogs love me. Woof, woof, slop, slop, canine love just never stops. Men can come and then they're gone, but dogs can love you when their love goes on and on. 'Cause my dogs love me. My dogs love me. They do. My dogs, they really love me.